Hello there, everybody. Yes, reviews are back. And we're going to kick things off this year with the most recently created figure in my collection, which is the 2024 CollectA Gallimimus. Now, of course, as this is from 2 years ago, it's pretty darn accurate. There are a couple of things that are wrong with it, and there are a couple of things I don't like about it. I think I'll start with that. So, given how gracile this animal is, I don't mind the base, because I don't think you'd be able to create this thing proportionally so that it could stand up. My only problem is how thick it is. I really wish CollectA would only make bases a couple of millimeters thick, not half a centimeter thick, or in some cases at least a centimeter thick. It does have some nice detail on it though. So it's got a theropod hand, I assume? I think that's a hand. Skeleton over here. And it's got a bunch of footprints. It's got some bigger ones and a couple of really tiny footprints over here. So yeah, I really like the detail CollectA put into their bases. And as far as filming goes, the first thing I've used this for, which by the time this video goes out, you may have already seen, or maybe you won't. I don't know when this video is going out. Its base will probably just be buried in sand or vegetation. I do really like the colors. It's super obvious that this is a male with the blue tail fan and the blue wings. It's also got what kind of looks like an inflatable throat pouch, which is kind of neat. Like, it has no texture on it, which implies it's not covered in dino fuzz. Also, they did a really good job with the feathers on this thing, because being a much more basal Coelurosaur, this would not have had complex branching feathers, even on its wings. That would be much more ratite-like. The feathers stop above the knee, which we know is definitely accurate. And it is lacking dew claws. I had to look this up because I was very confused. I'm still confused on why CollectA keeps removing the first toe from everything, but ornithomimids don't have a first toe. Now onto the things that's wrong with it. Yes, this is the largest of the ornithomimids. It's not the largest ornithomimosaur. That accolade goes to the Dinochirids. But I think the torso's too deep, and you can definitely see this, especially from this side, with the depth of the pubis. These animals had really small hips, so they would have had kind of torpedo-like torsos just going straight from the neck into the tail. And tail fan's okay. And the other thing is they've implied that its entire rostrum is covered in keratin. We know from a study from a few years ago that only the tip of the snout on these animals was actually the beak. The rest of it probably would have been covered in feathers. Yeah. Also, it doesn't... Yeah, there are nostrils, they're just really difficult to see. I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm experimenting with my new phone camera. I don't know whether or not it's supposed to be leaning like this. Maybe that's just how it came in the mail, because this obviously doesn't have a tray. It just came with a wad of cardboard, which I kind of wish CollectA would make plastic supports for their figures on bases. So for size comparisons, we've got the constant of the Papodimetrodon, a couple of CollectA Minis. There's the Mamenchisaurus from the Sauropod tube, which I recently bought, and Pachycephalosaurus, which at this size would actually be a perfect prenocephaly. We've got the juvenile T-Rex, and the Papofeathered Velociraptor, which is obviously out of scale. And for one big thing, got the absolutely massive Therizinosaurus. Yeah, basically everything except the sauropod and the Dimetrodon are all appearing in the same video alongside this thing. So, this is a really good figure with some pretty minor nitpicks. I think they did a really good job with this, and I'm quite glad I got it instead of the Struthiomimus, which is tiny. I think I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5, honestly. Yeah, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. So, with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.